Hi, I'm Rachel Bramley. I graduated from the University of the Creative Arts 3 years ago. I graduated with a first class degree in digital film and screen arts, which I believe is now called something different. I want to say film and digital art, but I feel like that could be wrong, so don't hold me to that. Back when I was a student, I was actually a student vlogger. I vlogged about my life at university on my own YouTube channel as well as UCA's YouTube channel, and just kind of gave people an insight as to what it was like to be a creative arts student at degree level. And I loved that. I loved that I have this little time capsule of my life at university, and even the decline of my northern accent, which it went away at some point in time. Today, I'm here to kick off a brand new YouTube series called GradLife. GradLife is a series in which I tell you all about my life post-graduation. So that's everything from how I got my first job in industry, to how I worked my way up the ladder in the various companies I worked for, and just a general overview of how I handled graduation and how I personally became an adult. We're technically an adult, but we're like low level. Picking up from where we left off in June 2017 on my own YouTube channel, I graduated on a Monday, June 20 something. It was a while ago, okay? I had an interview the week before and I had an interview the following Friday. So the first interview was for a runner position, which is kind of the bottom of the ladder in the TV world. And then I had an interview for an edit assistant position, which is a couple of steps up. So the first company got back to me and said I would never work in the industry as a runner, much less an assistant editor. And then promptly followed by the second company who called me an hour after my interview ended and said that they would like to hire me as an assistant editor. So don't believe everything you're told when you first go into industry. So I accepted the job as the assistant editor and I went off on my move to London. So my full job title was Edit and Media Support Operator, and that's just a fancy way of saying an edit assistant, really. My job was to take the camera footage that was recorded on set for the TV shows and make it available to the editors. So I would ingest, I would sync it up, I would run technical maintenance on the software as well as the computers, and just generally get involved with the workflow of making sure the show goes seamlessly from the camera all the way up to broadcast. So I stayed at this company for 2 years and I got promoted internally a couple of times. That included actually going out to the TV sets themselves to help run stuff that way. So I worked on shows like Geordie Shore, where all the cameras would be set up around the house and I would be the person in charge of those cameras, and I would be the person in charge of actually getting the footage, backing it up, making sure the whole set is running smoothly. I also got trained in quality control at this particular company, and that has since become more of a specialism of mine, and it's great because I just get to sit and watch TV all day. That's literally my job. Quality control is watching a TV show or a film with the sole purpose of finding technical faults with it and making sure that it is broadcast legal, which in its most basic sense is just a TV channel commissions something and they have certain rules. We have to make sure that the TV show actually fits those rules before we send it off. So 2 years is actually quite a long time to stay at a graduate job, and it was not plain sailing by any means. I threatened to leave a couple of times, which is how I managed to get pay rises. I also worked crazy hours. I worked weekends and nights on the regular. I worked 12-hour night shifts followed by 12-hour day shifts without much break in between, and it took its toll. When in August of 2019, a friend of mine got offered a new job, which he subsequently turned down, he put me in contact with them because he was like, I think you'll be a better fit for the position, and I was. So I handed my notice in and I went to work at my new company, which I'm still at currently, and it's essentially the same job I've always done, but I earn more money for less hours, which don't get me started, I don't understand it, but I'm not complaining. I also get to work a lot closer with our clients, and overall I just get a lot more respect at my current company than I did at my old one. So my graduate job was something I was very fortunate to get, and that was something I was reminded of every day I worked at that company. I was hired into a very technical position at a young age, fresh from university. Whilst I have no doubt that my managers thought I was good at my job, a lot of the ideas and suggestions I had were often tainted by the fact that they still saw me as the kid who got lucky to be hired and not the industry professional with years of technical knowledge that I actually am. So here we are in 2020. I am a full-time edit assistant working in television and film. I earn decent money for what I do. I also love my job. I love learning about new technologies, and I love seeing how workflows can be advanced in television and film, which I'm a nerd, so that's great. And I want to help people like you guys, because graduating can be really scary, and I hope this little series can help you in some way become the adult we all aspire to be, which is the surviving adult. Adult with roof overhead. Adult with food on table. So if this series sounds like something you'd be interested in, please remember to subscribe to the UCA YouTube channel to find out more about it, and comment below if you have any questions at all. UCA will get back to you as quickly as possible. I hope you guys like the video, and I'll see you around. Bye!